Meredith Tabbone first decided to buy and renovate a cheap home in Italy to reconnect with her family history. More than 4 years and nearly $500,000 later, her €1 home journey has given her a new perspective on work, life, friendships and happiness. Tabbone, 44, is a financial advisor in Chicago. In 2019, she learned about a town in Italy, Sambuca di Sicilia, that was auctioning off abandoned properties starting at €1, or roughly $1.05. At the time, Tabbone was researching her own family history and realized her great-grandfather was originally born in Sambuca before starting a new life in America. The coincidence was too good to be true, and she took it as a sign to place a bid. Tabbone won her bid and spent €5,900, or roughly $6,200, to take ownership of the home. She also bought the building next door and spent the next 4 years managing a local crew on the massive renovation. In all, Tabbone spent roughly $475,000 on her Italian dream home. The Chicagoan quickly learned that Sicilians work on a slower timeline than she's used to in the US. On top of that, the COVID-19 pandemic slowed renovation progress for years. But she came to appreciate the slower pace of life, and it helped her settle into her Sicilian community more deeply. If travel were open like normal, she says, I would have typically been coming here and going sightseeing and meeting other expats. I was instead spending time with locals who were renovating my home and their friends. Socializing is now a big part of Tabbone's life in Sicily, and she says it's easier to make friends there than in the US. It's just part of the culture here to be out every day and be around people, she says. And if that's what you love, this is definitely the place to be. Tabbone has a demanding schedule running her own business as a financial advisor, and spending time in a different culture gave her a new perspective. I've started to think differently about how I'm building my business, and maybe not having the focus of my life be about work, but about just personal fulfillment in general, she says. Focusing a little less on work gives her more time and energy to pursue her personal goals, like visiting every country in the world, now rather than putting it off. She's taken her new outlook on work-life balance back home with her. I've just tried to be as efficient as possible with my time when I'm in Chicago, and I'm definitely learning to say no to a lot more, Tabbone says. A less work-centric lifestyle has been a learning curve, Tabbone says, but it was something that I needed and has been really good for me. To this day, Tabbone says her only regret from her €1 project is not embracing slower living sooner. If I could do anything over again in the buying or renovation process, I would have learned to have more patience and enjoy the experience from the beginning, she says.